Hello, this is Peg with Craft Room Stories. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today we're continuing on with the hashtag Tagtastic that Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah has started this challenge. And so the prompt today is to use frames. Now I've got some different ways I'm going to do things. But I've kind of tried to do the pre-work ahead of time so that you're not sitting here bored to tears and the video's not like 2 hours long while I'm like cutting holes and things like that. Okay, now, Tina used transparencies to cover up the hole. I am not going to do that because that would take me so much longer and I'm not going to do it. So let's just get started, okay? So what I've done here, I have found a picture I want to use and I've cut a tag. And you can fold them from the top or from the side. It doesn't really matter. This particular, or most of mine, I think I folded from the side because I didn't have any that had a long ways picture that I wanted to do. Okay, so I am going to glue the picture down where it needs to go. And then I'm going to glue the whole thing together and then glue the frame on, and then we're going to decorate them. So that's how this is going to go. Presumably. We'll see. There could be a whole lot of mistakes. I can see that happening. Okay, like already. So I'm going to put some glue on this. Whoa! Did you see that? Did y'all see that? I literally, wow, just almost knocked my glue all over the place. I am a clumsy person, which you would think that a crafter would need to not be a clumsy person. That is not me. So, I'm just letting you know. Okay. It doesn't matter if you get glue all over the place while you're gluing the picture down, because you're going to glue the whole thing together anyway. Okay, that looks good to me. So now we're going to just put glue. We're going to put glue just around this edge here, and hopefully not too close so that it's not seeping out onto the picture. We'll see if I have completed that task correctly. I inked everything so that hopefully there would be no kind of white showing through, and inked the outside of the tags, cut the tags into tag shapes. And I mean, sometimes I do a rectangular tag, but this time I thought, no, let's just do tag shapes. This is a whole tag-tastic thing, so I'm not doing that kind of thing where I don't cut them into tag shape. Okay, so let's glue that down, see how that goes. I'm gonna spread that glue out so hopefully there's no bubbles. I don't like it when there's bubbles and you can totally see that somewhere in the middle here there was no glue. It happens sometimes, and I've seen it happen with other people too, but I don't like it. I try to avoid it. Okay, so this one's going to be a little tricky because it's got a lot of, you know, kind of filigree and stuff like that. And for anybody who might be new to crafting or anything, I am using Beacon 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. I think it's 3-in-1. They're pretty much interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. And they're better for, I really could be using like art glitter glue or some other kind of glue. But the reason that I have chosen to use this is because it's not a water-based glue. So when you glue down your stuff, it does not buckle. Okay, so there. And I also put a little gold paint just around the edges of the frame. And I really like how that looks. Now, I'm not going to decorate them yet. I'm going to go ahead and get them put together first, and then we're going to decorate them. That's going to be fun. Okay, and if you want to craft along, then, you know, you are welcome to do that. And if you have a channel or if you have a Facebook or Instagram, you can just do hashtag Tagtastic, and then we can all see what you've made, and that'll be fun. So, I don't know what was going to come out of my mouth next. I'm sure it was some sort of brilliance, But the brilliance is gone, and therefore I am left without it. A lot of the pictures I'm using, I printed onto picture paper. And so that's part of why I didn't feel like I needed to use transparencies. One of them, I probably could use it. I just don't want to because, well, I'm busy. Today's my birthday, and I don't want to spend all day. I mean, I would love to spend all day crafting, but I don't know about you guys, but if you have like if you are a rewards member to places, a lot of times they give you free stuff on your birthday. So we don't have a lot of money right now since my husband just had to, stop working to possibly have back surgery, and he's doing a lot of physical therapy and a lot of doctor visits and stuff right now. So we don't have a lot of money coming in. So we're going to get free stuff for my birthday. We got some yesterday because we were out at a physical therapy appointment, and we're going to get some more today. I'm going to Starbucks. Some stuff you have to go specifically on your birthday. Starbucks is one of them. You have to go. And I love Starbucks coffee. I know a lot of people don't, and then a lot of people do. But I like it because I like a dark, robust espresso. I often will get extra shots, because I like that. But to each his own, right? But I am kind of a coffee freak. I do just love coffee. And the darker, the better. Now, I realize this is offset. I did that on purpose so that I could do some sort of decoration over here that might be wider, So I did not do all of them directly in the middle. I just think that's fun. Also, I think this paper with this guy makes it look almost like, not passport, but, like he was in a war or something, and this was his papers that he had to show. I don't know. That's just, oh, whoops. Forgot to put his frame. Now, I happen to buy these frames from Temu, and they're actually windows and doors, and I cut out the center part to make it just a frame. And I did that to try and kind of save some time. So you can cut them all out. I don't have my silhouette set up right now, which would have made it super easy. I'm going to try to work on getting that set up. And I don't know if I finished what I was saying. I was saying this is not a water-based glue, and so, sometimes water-based glues will buckle, and warp a little bit when you use them. And the Fabri-Tac and the 3-in-1 are not water-based, so they don't do that. And so I really, really like that. Now, I didn't put gold on his frame because I really just wanted that to look kind of, very business-like, if you will, and I like that. Okay, now this one's a little bit more fancy and frou-frou, and I did a faux pas and got a little bit of gold on this picture. It's not going to bother me. I'm going to do it anyway. Use it anyway, because, I could reprint it, but I don't want to. But I am going to ink any part of that so that we can, kind of age that photograph. Also, it's quite a pale photograph, and so it doesn't show up as well, which is why I chose to put a gold frame on it, because it doesn't show up as well. But I love these two women, kind of, to me, look like they're probably sisters or best friends, and that they might be up to some shenanigans, which I'm always up for some shenanigans myself. And my friends and my sister are the same way. So that's what's fun. And, sometimes you need to get up to some shenanigans and make your life a little more fun, especially if, you're easily bored or anything like that. And if you're a fun person, you probably will get up to some shenanigans, because fun people are like that. That's what I think, anyway. So, I know I should, be talking, but for some reason, and I've told you this before, but when I'm gluing, I sometimes have to hold my mouth, especially if it's not just an all-over glue, but, just in a careful spot. I have to hold my mouth funny to glue it properly. I do not know why. I do not. And I could not tell you where all this paper came from. It's just in my stash, and all of this paper was, I'm using up some scraps. I had some bigger scraps where I'd cut off part of it and used it, and then had, you know, littler pieces left, or, you know, bigger pieces left over. And so I'm trying to use up some scrap. And this one is not as fiddly as that other one was, but I still have to kind of glue it carefully and hope it doesn't just, you know, ooze all out the sides. And I know the back of this looks awful because when I'm trying to paint, it was all over my fingers, and I like to could never wash it off, and it still have some in some places. just do, as you can see. Okay, we're gonna get that glued on there. Sorry, my head is in the way. I just was trying to see if it, well, I don't think the gold shows up a whole lot. I can see it certainly, but not too bad. And I love the gold with that rose up there. I may cover up that little kind of, I don't know if she's a fairy or an angel, but I've cut off her head, so I need to cover up the rest of her. Okay, I love this paper, and I don't know where it came from, but it seems like it came from My Porch Prints. I've had it for a really long time, so it's definitely one of their older papers. And so I don't know what you guys are doing today, but birthdays are fun, and they should be fun, and you should not be doing work like, oh, I got glue on her. Let's see if we can make that work still. And get the glue off of her face. There. Okay. Oh, goodness. Glue on these photo paper is not great. I don't recommend it. Try not to do that. Do what I say, don't do what I do. I am constantly crafting and going, this is how you should not do it. Do it this other way. Oh, for shame. You can just watch like a calamity of errors if you want, and you can the whole time going, no, don't do it that way, don't do it that way. You'd be shouting at me, wishing that I could hear you. I'm probably wishing the same thing, because I'm just Calamity Jane, that's me. I mean, that's not my name, but anyway, now I'm just babbling. Okay, let's see if we can get that glued down. I love this paper. Oop! I glued that frame to the back of her. Come on now. Come on. Okay. All right, that's okay if we got a little bit of paint on her. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta if you put paint on stuff, you gotta move it aside and let it completely dry. If it's still tacky, it will do things like that. Now, that doesn't terribly bother me. Crafting is not a perfect science or anything. And I keep seeing people say, allow yourself to make mistakes and not be perfect. Like here, this, I'm gonna have to trim the bottom of this. Pardon my hand while I grab my scissors, because it's showing at the bottom. I probably would have covered it up with lace, but we'll just trim that down. But anyway, that's how she looks. Okay. Oh, no, again, I'm forgetting the frame. What is wrong with me? Oh, I'm just out of control, y'all. Out of control. I'm trying to hurry because I'm trying to get out of the house, and I know that this is going to take a long time, and this is taking a long time. I'm trying not to make it take a long time, but this is a bit more of a challenge doing these frames and everything. Even the setup for this probably took longer than this video is going to take. If I had not done that, can you imagine how long we'd be on here? You'd be like, for sure, shut up now. We need you to stop talking, or just like you'd be going away. Nope, we're not listening anymore. Okay, I like her. All right, and now let's get this one done. We're just rushing through this, right? Rushing? You wish. Okay, So I'm trying to think. I will probably just decorate one of them, and then I'll decorate the other ones off screen, and then I'll just post them to my channel so you can see what they look like when I'm done. I hope you watched the last one where the hearts were a prompt, because I did some really fun, I thought they were really fun tags. And I am so excited. I wish I had done more so that I'd have more in my stash, but I was afraid I was just like taking up too much time. I mean, the video itself wasn't very long, but I couldn't spend any more time doing it because I had to take my husband to physical therapy, and I'm not able to craft as much as I want to, and trying to squeeze it in where I can and not have it go eternally long. But sometimes it's longer than others, and I realize I'm just rambling and babbling because I cannot think of a thing to say. I can't think of a single story that would be funny. Well, I can tell a kind of funny story. I don't know if I've told it before. That's the problem, is that I'm afraid to tell any more stories right now because for fear that I've already told them. When I was in high school, I went to boarding school, and my roommate and I, my senior year, had a blast. We were just nuts. We were in the traveling choir together called Royal Airs, and we just had such a good time. And I was already 18 my senior year, so I just was feeling my oats as most 18-year-olds do. And now this one, I turned the frame over and inked it a little bit, put some gold on it, and stamped some words on it, which I think is kind of fun. Anyway, this one day I worked in the music hall, and I was vacuuming the music hall, and I went to sneeze, and I turned toward the wall. I mean, who does that? I turned toward the wall when I sneezed, knocked my head so hard that this huge knot came out on my forehead. I had to go to the cafeteria and get ice. It was a mess. Well, unbeknownst to me, my roommate had gone shortly after me to the cafeteria also to get ice because she got a bee stuck in her hair. Now this was, 1988, 89. So we had big bangs, just like real big and hanging out, and a bee got stuck in her bangs and stung her on the forehead in the exact same place where I had a huge knot from vacuuming. Hysterical. So we both walk into choir practice. Now this one, by the way, I'm making a door that opens up like a flap, and then she will be inside. Anyway, we both walk into choir practice with a Band-Aid in the same spot and knots on our head. And people were just like, you are kidding. They thought we'd made it up and just like had made up the story and stuff. We had to like prove it by showing our wounds. And man, we got mocked for that so much. Oh my word. So, the embarrassing and horrible situations just went on a lot in my life. I love this picture. This is a Native American girl, and I absolutely think she is just gorgeous. Can you guys see her? Is there a glare? I hope there's not. Isn't she beautiful? Okay, and then look, when you open that up, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, love it. Okay, now I've got to glue this carefully so that I don't end up gluing the flap shut. And so I may not be talking as much. Another thing that happened, it was a private school, boarding school, obviously. I don't think there's any public boarding schools, but and it was a Christian school. It still exists. And but they were kind of picky about, the girls wore dresses and the boys could wear pants, but they were on separate sides of the campus, and you weren't allowed to go on the other side of the campus unless you were a senior and had senior privileges. And I mean, it was just a whole thing, which was fine. I mean, it kept us from getting into trouble, which I probably would have done if I hadn't gone there. So anyway, this one day we decided we loved our choir director. He was awesome. And this one day we got a wild hair to paint his office because it was such an ugly color. It was like some sort of, I don't know if it was yellow or orange, but it was something from the 70s. It had never like been painted. So we thought we would just paint it cream colored. Well, like, four of us, I think, went down there and painted. And poor planning. We got the paint. But poor planning. We did not think about the clothes that we were wearing, that we didn't want paint all over them. And so we just took our clothes off and painted in our underwear. Well, I guess we were there for too long or something, and the dean came to check on us, our girls' dean, and we got in so much trouble for being there. Now, it was the middle of the night, so there was nobody else over there. And we had, thought we had permission to be there. But anyway, we did kind of get in trouble for that. Painting in our underwear. Who knew? It was fun, though. We always had a good time. Okay, so now I will probably put a pretty little bow on this. I'm seeing in my mind, that a bow or a butterfly. I'm feeling bow, though. And there should definitely be some actual lace, even though this is lace paper. Now, this paper is from Tina from Shabby Dabby Doo Doll. That's her paper. She has several different lace papers. Look at my bucket of bows here. I've got to find one that goes really well with that. I don't know what, and I probably should have some lace down there. I'm not feeling the pink. The yellow is pretty. I don't have any yellow lace out here, though, so I don't know if that's what I really want. Ooh, there's a gorgeous... I'm going to leave that out because I may use that on one of the other ones. There's some pretty greens in here. And now here's a pretty red polka dot. I kind of like the red on there. And then there's a hot pink polka dot. No, I don't really feel the pink. And there's a lavender. That's pretty big. I'm not feeling that. Okay, I think we'll do this one. Okay. Oh, I'm forgetting the lid. Okay, and what I'm hoping is that this bow will kind of weigh this down a little bit. Sometimes I've put a magnet in there, but I don't know that we might need the magnet. I don't look at this. It's not working. But I'm still going to put, well, that's upside down. But we're still going to put the bow there. I'm going to hot glue this. Ooh, y'all. I don't know how long I've been filming for. Stick with me. Stick with me. We'll get this pretty one done. Okay. Okay. Get the hot glue so you can't see that it's seeped out a little bit. Okay. I like that. And then I think I'll just do... I think I might just be boring and do some cream lace on this. It's so pretty, though. Let's see what I've got. I have got... Ooh, I wonder how a gathered lace will look. That's a bit too much. The gathered would be okay, but maybe a little bit smaller. That one doesn't really go. I'm trying to decide. Sorry. I should have planned this out better. Ooh, this is a fun polka dotted that. Do we want polka dotted trim and a polka dotted bow? I don't know. I'm not feeling that. I don't know. Oh, this is so hard to decide. So hard. I'm sorry. I hope y'all are still with me. I'm just digging through my scraps trying to find a good scrap to use on this. Oh, okay. This is a struggle. This is a struggle. Please don't leave me. I'm still working on it. Okay. I found one I like. Maybe it'll work. Okay, it's also a little bit big. Is this the same piece I just pulled out a while ago? I know y'all are like, stop it already. You know, you are too much. This is going on too long. I know, and I'm trying so hard to find one that I like better. Here's some smaller pieces. I don't mind that. Let's look at this smaller piece here. Oh, I kind of like that. Let's do that. Okay. I know you thought, never. She is never getting it done. Okay. All right, I'm trying to hurry along. We may have to put a flower on this because it is a little bit plain and I feel like it needs a little bit more. And of course, we need some words. I'll probably put the magnet on later. But it's so satisfying to have a magnet and it just clicks shut and it holds that shut, which is fun. So when you're taking it in and out of like pockets and stuff, it's not getting everywhere. Okay, there is that. And then let's see, what do I have sitting around here? This is really pretty, but I don't think it goes with the red. That's the problem. I maybe shouldn't have chosen red, but I have a whole bucket of flower trims and I do have some red trims in there and I think that might be the ticket. Okay. Here we go. Do we want some up the side or across the top? Across the top of that. That still leaves that kind of hanging. I think maybe up the side. I think we'll go up the side with this. Okay. So let's just do right there to there, there to there. Okay. I love these trims because you can use a long piece, but you don't have to, and so they can last a long time when you just use little bits at a time. Now, I often, if I'm just using one of these, I like to use hot glue because it's so much faster. But I don't want to get hot glue all over my hands right now. So I'm just going to do this. Three in one. Whoops. Okay. All right. Now, what do we want to use? I like this one. In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. That's a song. In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. I don't remember all the words, but the chorus is like, give me Jesus, give me Jesus. Oh no, that might be a whole different song. You can have all this world. Anyway, I forget what I'm doing, y'all. Just so many songs in my head. Oh, okay. I want that not to be stark white. Let's put this behind some lace as well. I've got some that kind of even a little bit matches. So let's see what we can do with that. I'm trying to hurry. Trying to hurry. Once I put this on the flap, then that might be sufficient enough to make it heavy and hold it down. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to trim it just a little bit so that it's not in the way of the fold. And then we'll get that glued on. I think I will also use a little hot glue on this, and that also will help it to be heavier. Then I might not have to do, I do love to use the magnets though, it's got to be said. Okay. Now this is a thin paper, but I put a little bit of glue to kind of give this a raised effect, a little bit extra glue. And then we will, in fact, I think we'll just use this little tool here and put, ooh, I'm about to knock that glue down again. What is going on with me? Okay, and that leaves that little loop like that, and you can fit all kinds like ribbons and lace and everything like that out the top of there. Trying to clean up my mess as I go, and I'm failing, y'all. Okay, let me grab a ribbon real quick. Okay, I'm trying to grab a ribbon, y'all. I'm not. Oh, there we go. I was like, I'm not succeeding. Okay, let's do this when it's pretty. Okay, I meant make a bow, so let me just see what I can do here. I'm about to get off frame again. Oh, I'm horrible. I'm trying to go fast, and I think it's that hurrying is making me worse. Okay. See if I can actually make this into a bow that looks semi-nice. I think even still my thing is not long enough. Okay. Okay, a little bit tricky here, but we're going to get it. Okay, I'm going to pull it tight and then pull the edges again. Okay. You know, I may have to jiggle that bow a little bit later, but that's what it looks like. Then you raise this up, and pretty. Okay, and so then I'll decorate some of the other ones and put a post with the pictures of how those look. And I do hope that you will join. Remember that this is hashtag Tagtastic if you want to join in this challenge. It's a lot of fun. You can get a lot of tags in your stash and get them ready to either give as gifts or put in journals. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day, and hugs to you all. Bye.